Hello to everybody. Good evening, one and all, and a very warm welcome to Ghost 22 and your host, Paul Francis. And welcome to this Monday night edition. Wow, you guys are already in there. Dawn Hatton, good evening, my darling. Lynn, good evening. Julia, very good evening to you too. It's great to see all y'all. Gosh, you're raring to go. Well, we are here at Ghost 22. I'm looking out onto the beautiful twilight sky and that autumn feeling, that heading towards Halloween is already starting to take me by storm. I love this time of the year. It was my mum's favorite time of the year, and it's a time of the year that's filled with probably, apart from spring, the most energy. Primarily because it's that change. We do have 4 seasons in a year, and yes, there is a change from one to the other. But this coming from summer to autumn is probably one of the primary um, times of the year when there's an immense amount of energy. There is a glorious sky tonight, Julia says. I'm looking out there right now, and it is a stargazer sky. So sometime later this evening, I will venture out, hopefully, and have a wee peek at what's going on out there, and maybe capture something. Maybe one never knows. One never knows. Good evening, Wacky Jackie. Welcome, my darling. Good to see you. Stew and dumplings weather, says Dawn. So she's already getting that hot and steamy foods going. And that's a good idea. It was funny. I was talking to Johanna yesterday, and I had this smell, and nobody else could smell it. So I think I might have been picking up on a paranormal event. So, and I said, "Can any of you guys smell that?" And they were like, "What? What are you smelling that?" And John was, "What are you smelling?" And I said, "It smells like Bovril. Can you smell like a beefy drink, Bovril?" And it was really strong. It was like as if I was holding an oxycube in my hand. That strong smell, and nobody else in the room could smell it except me, and it was really predominantly strong. So as no one else could smell it, and none of the dogs were sort of acting in any way ridiculous, I thought to myself, maybe it's my dad, because my dad used to he was an athlete. Amanda, welcome to the show, and Wacky Jackie, welcome to the show. Good to see you guys. Welcome, lovely to see you. My dad was an athlete, so he would drink stuff like Bovril and beefy drinks like that. And he would do that especially when he was in training. So time to get on, really. I'm kind of now. There may be an addition to the show next week, okay, which is great news. A gentleman that I'm dealing with and chatting to is very much interested in talking to us about his extensive experience in paranormal investigations and what he's managed to capture and so on and so forth. So, with a bit of luck, we will be able to add him to our fold, and he will head up some of the paranormal investigation teams in the United States. So we're looking forward to that. Good evening, Julie Sharp. Welcome to the show. It's really, really good to see y'all. Dawn says, Amanda, is your passport ready? I saw Amanda today. Unfortunately, I was moving at the time, but I did see her today, and she looked fantastically well. Good to see that. So hopefully, fingers crossed. We've got so much going on in our family at the moment right now that my personal scenarios is I can't commit to a being able to do the ghost hunting just right now, and it's because of house scenarios. So once that's all done, I can't wait. Hi everybody. I feel I can be honest on here. Please excuse me if I don't stay on, but a close family friend took his life on Friday. He was only 23, and we are so very shocked and traumatized. Sue, my sweet darling, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm always at the end of a call. I'm always at the end of a message. If you just want to let loose, if you want any questions answered, please feel free to message me. Feel free to call me. More than happy to talk with you. More than happy. Okay. It is an area that leaves those behind in bewilderment, mostly in bewilderment, especially someone so young. Um, I don't know if I can. I don't know. I really don't know what to say, to be honest with you, other than I'm more than happy to talk to you. Okay, my darling. So if you need to call me, you just message me. If you want to do a FaceTime a bit later on, I'll more than happy spend some time with you and answer whatever questions you need. Okay. But thank you for being here nonetheless, my love. Thank you very much for being here. Hi, Jackie. Good to see you, my love. Thanks very much for taking the time out to be with us tonight. You're more than welcome, and so glad that you're staying with the fold. Now, don't forget, you guys, the show's not just about me; it's about you. Okay, so I want to see your captures. So far, I haven't had any yet. Okay, so come on, start capturing. Now, Amanda, you're going to be in a wealth of spirit over the next sort of week to come. So I expect to see some seriously cool both pictures, audio. So when you've got your phone, set your phone to record, audio record, and you'll be able to do that. And you'll be able to pick up maybe potentially EVPs, electronic voice phenomena. So camera, put your light on and film in the dark. Film, so all the lights off in the room, and just be patient. That's the key of a good paranormal investigator: patience. Like I've told people many times all over the world, they are not performing monkeys. They don't jump through hoops to our delight. These are people on the other side of life and should be respected as such. And they want us to, understand that they're there, and they want to know that they can communicate with us as we with them. So do it on a level as you would with any other person. Okay. When I spend my night in the monastery, I'm going to record it. I'm quite freaked out about it. There are still monks there. Well, first and foremost, understand you're in a very holy place. So the energy should be like sitting in a cathedral. It should be wonderful, wonderful energy. Dawn's going to Dawn told me the other day she's going to Kennel Vale. Kennel Vale is a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place here in the middle of Cornwall. It is the scene of very heavy tragedy at one point, many decades ago, where it was a place where they produced explosives, and of course there was an accident, Some explosives ignited and killed quite a few workers. So the likelihood of you catching something in Kennel Vale is very, very high. It's very, very high. I did watch a video on a couple of guys who were supposedly investigating Kennel Vale, and they were talking about some evil monster or something. And it, hey, listen, load of twaddle, total load of twaddle. Okay, they didn't catch anything evil or dark or sinister or anything like that. There's, when the mind says, "I don't understand what that is," therefore it must be bad. That's the common mind. Okay, so but it's not. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's evil, bad, negative, positive, anything. It's not. It is what it is until you understand what it is. So it annoys me when I see these paranormal investigators, inverted commas, doing going out and researching and asking for contact, and when they get contact, screaming and shouting and yelling and whining, and I'm like, you went and asked for it, and then you got it, and now you're moaning about it. So it's all about respect. That's the high and the low of it. Rachel Tonkin, good evening. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Thank you very much for being here. Really appreciate it. Guys, don't forget, if you've just joined the show tonight, it's great that you're here, but don't forget, smash that like button. Smash the like button. It's really, really important. It's important to me. It's important to the show. We got to build the numbers up, and the numbers that over the last few months have been great. Let's keep going on that way. So once you've hit that like button, don't forget to smash it and fire it out to your friends and family. Fire it out, especially your groups, and invite them to come along, because we really, really want to introduce new people into the realm of paranormal investigations and talk to people who's actually managed to capture stuff, who may be a wee bit like, "Oh, I don't know if I should share it." Yes, please share it. Because if you captured something, wow, we'll be really, really pleased. If you haven't captured something, I will teach you. I will be able to show you why and what it is you captured and how it works, so you don't have to be frightened. The whole idea of building up an arsenal is building an arsenal of knowledge, and that's what you got that works for you. So like and share, please. It's really important to the show, and it's really important to me. Thank you so very, very much. Now, tonight I'm going to start off with a few photographs. Yes, dear. Back to the photographs. And you guys tell me what you think. Are they real or are they fake? So we're going to be coming up momentarily. Are these photographs real? Do you think they're actual captures of maybe spirit energy? Or are they fake? Now, I have a quiz for you. Right after we show these particular pictures on tonight's show, and we have video coming up a bit later on as well, so don't be going anywhere. Right after these pictures, I'm going to have a wee quiz for you. I want you to tell me, like I say, it's going to be after the pictures. So don't start to fire answers into the comments below just yet. But right after we do the pictures, I'm going to ask you, what is the difference between a ghost and a spirit? Hey, welcome back. And I'll just press the wrong button just right now. There we go. Paul, I keep getting hit with energy waves. It feels like when you step off an escalator. Oh, right, okay. Now, that may be nothing at all to do with spirit energy. It may well not be. It could well be that you're picking up on vibrations coming from the earth itself. Okay, that is very feasible, especially where we live, Dawn. We live in an area I know where you live, and down. If we go down, I think it's about a mile, 2 miles straight down. there are massive caverns and massive tunnels that were dug out to in search of tin many years ago. And from what I understand through the grapevine, possibly starting again. Now, they can create energy in the form of energy waves. So you could very well be picking up on something along those particular lines. I'm not saying that's exactly what you're getting, I'm saying it's a possibility. Now, you live in the countryside, which is well known for energy and complex energies as well. You know this game inside and out. So, are you anywhere near a ley line? Because we are shifting through an energy phase from summer into autumn, which would very much charge the ley lines. So it is quite feasible that you're dealing with something like that. Now, the last, and I've left it to the last because it is a possibility, and it very much is a possibility. There's a lot of people out there in the world who can pick up on slight vibrational energies in the earth that are normally associated with, say, for example, earthquakes. Now, the British Isles are not, they're not out of the earthquake zone. They can, we have actually experienced earthquakes here in the south of the UK. So it is feasible that a very mini earthquake, which you may not even feel, but the vibration of the energy you would feel. Okay, so there is usually like a strong vibrational energy give off prior to an earthquake or something along those lines. Now, before people look at me and go, "Has he lost his mind?" Earthquakes come from a Richter scale of 0 right up to 10. Okay, 10 being as time he left and went and lived on the moon. But a 1 Richter scale can happen on a regular basis, and a one Richter scale can happen when you have tunneling going on. So it really is a matter of sitting down, talking to people, especially people who know the field of tunneling and mining and things of that nature, and they tell you that it is possible for mining to trigger minor earthquakes. So there you go. It's interesting. I love all that stuff, but it brings me right back to my mantra, and my mantra has been and always will be: is if you eliminate what it isn't, then you're left with what possibly it is. There you go. Let's have a look. How Don says, "How do you know I'm not a ghost? I've had coffee with you." Yes, it's not spirit. It's energy pulses. I'm directly on the ley line. That's very possible what it might be. But are you somewhere near water, Don? Because I get a feeling it's connected to a water source. Alrighty. They mined every metal down here, not just tin. We had copper, silver, gold, and all sorts mined. Yeah, but Southwest well known for its tin mining, really primarily. That's what they went after. But what they're after now is a source of, and I've forgotten the name of the element, but what we make batteries for mobile phones and so on and so forth. So the new mining may be going ahead for that. Anyway, just trying out my chat. It stopped working, says Amanda. Oh, well, on here or just in general? We had an earth tremor here in Somerset many years ago, says Julia Evans. So there you go. Yes, lithium blasts are over black water. There you go. Lithium, black water. I said there's something about water. I just got an envision when we were talking about water. Okay. So it's interesting that that should come up. Very interesting, in fact. It's weird because over the last uh 12 days, I've had days with intense headaches and eye-watering intense headaches. And I mean, I know I was going through, I'd caught either a bug or I'd caught COVID, and I'm coming out the other end of that. So I just put all of those headaches down to that. But the energy change could be thrown at that. But anyway, let's have a wee peeky poos at these. So, and of course, it started on 4 instead of where it should normally start. So, welcome to Ghost 22. It is really good to see you guys. Just as we're speaking, as you can probably hear in the background, that is the air ambulance. I just saw it fly past the window. The air ambulance is out, and hopefully they get on their mission safe and sound and help somebody and get home safe and sound. So anyway, welcome to Ghost 22. I'm going to go through some pictures with you right now, and I would really love your feedback. So far, I asked you a question just before we had that little break. What is the difference between a ghost and a spirit? So come on, leave your comments below and tell me what you think is the difference between a ghost and a spirit. And leave your comments below now. And what we will do is we'll discuss those comments right after we look at the pictures. All right. I don't know. I know you don't like conspiracies, but you need to look at the new street lighting. It's causing all sorts of issues and headaches and sicknesses. I wouldn't say that's a conspiracy, my darling. I wouldn't say that at all. LED lighting, um, it opens and closes at such a rate that it has known to set people off who've got epilepsy. So, and we're moving everything towards LED lighting because the bulbs use dramatically less energy and the bulbs themselves last a lot longer. But no, I wouldn't say that's a conspiracy, my angel. I would say you're right. I would say they will probably cause people some sort of reaction. I wouldn't say harm per se, but reaction. Agreed, says Dawn. Sorry, Jackie says agreed. Dawn says Jackie. Dawn, they shut the street lights off in St. Column at midnight. I think it's a really good idea. There's a lot of places in the United States and in Europe that have a system in place where the lights shut off if there's no need for them to be on, and they have like a sensor, like when you walk out in your backyard, if somebody walks out and triggers the sensor, it puts the light on for a certain amount of time, and that is saving tons and tons and tons of electricity bills. And I think that makes sense. If we went back to the 1950s, even something around then, 1940s and 50s, we didn't have street light and it wasn't an issue. So we have street lighting everywhere, every place, and the bills are ridiculous. If we took all of the street lighting out, my personal opinion, then maybe the councils could reduce the costs to us and maybe drop their income back a little bit so that the rest of us can live. Rachel said, we had a big earthquake here in PZ in 1996, 3.8 on the, wow, bet you that shook a few people. 3.8 on the Richter scale. Just looked it up as I remember, but was unsure of the year. Wow, Rachel. I didn't know that there was back in 96. I've got good friends that live in Penzance. They never ever mentioned that to me, but that's amazing. I'd love to learn about that. They turn them off here too, but if you look into the actual street lighting, they have a lot more tech in them. They don't turn them off here. I wish it would, because I street lighting is just an annoyance. It pollutes the night sky, and I'm a bit of a stargazer. Right. Anyway, so leave your messages, leave your comments, I beg your pardon, on what you think the difference is between a ghost and a spirit. Leave in the comments below as we move into the first picture for tonight. So the first picture tonight is there. So if you look at, there's a couple sitting on it's an old jail. So you've got a couple that are sitting leaning against the wall, and they were having their picture taken, and a little extra person turned up in the picture. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on that particular picture right there? But don't forget, what's the question? What's the difference between a ghost and a spirit? Dawn says, I already answered the question. How do you know I'm not a ghost? That's a question. You don't answer a question with a question. What's the difference between a ghost and a spirit? And what's your thoughts on picture number one tonight? Definitely a gentleman walking past, says Julie Sharp. I love the new background I've got, where it all changes. If you can see all the spirit pictures are all changing. I love that. So Julie's seen obviously there's an energy to, to their right, to our left. And it almost looks like the gentleman standing there with his hands clasped is looking at this energy, but I guess he isn't because otherwise his hair would be straight up and he'd be running and leaving these good ladies sitting there going, "Where the heck are you going?" So, what's your thoughts on picture number one tonight? Do you think that's a real photograph, or do you think that's actually just a superimposed or a picture that may have just gone wrong? Now, I answered again in the comments. Ghosts. A ghost is an energy imprint. Spirit has an intent and can interact with you. That sounds almost technical, Don. That sounds very technical. I'm glad the lights are still on. Lights here are still on. I leave for work at 3:40, 3:50 in the morning. That's the middle of the night. That's the middle of the night, Jackie. That's not in the morning. I know because I used to go to work at that time when I was a baker many decades back. Julie Sharp reckons that's definitely real. I don't think as real as Amanda. I'm not convinced that that's actually a real energy. Julie Sharp says definitely real. I beg your pardon. Julie Evans says it's real. Lynn says that's definitely a real photograph. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Next slide. There was a picture taken of a grandmother who had passed. Now, the little girl was asleep in the grandmother's room. When the photograph was taken, that was the picture. That looks real. It has a young man's face. You can see through it at the backdrop. It doesn't change. Yeah, that's good sense. The backdrop doesn't change at all. Now, this one, do you think that's real or do you think that's fake? What's your thoughts? A little after, don't forget, coming up later on tonight, we have some footage that we're going to go through together at the same time. And your feedback is really important to me. So I want to see what your thoughts are, what your feedback is. And we'll be doing it together. So we'll be both seeing it together at the same time. That's a bin bag behind the bed. A big hole, fake, says Don. Anybody else going to come back on that particular point of view there? Do you reckon that's a fake? Do you reckon that's real? So apparently that is a room where a grandmother passed, and the young girl sleeping on the bed was in the room, and she had a photograph taken, and that showed up in the picture. What's your thoughts? I think I've seen this before, says Julie Evans, so I'm going to go for real. The bedroom ghost. I think the person is a real person. The picture is very centered with all of them in it. Yeah. Well, in my limited knowledge of photography, you usually have center point that has the image then sort of centered off. I wouldn't have thought if I was just taking a picture of that room with a young lady sleeping on the bed and a family member had passed, I'd be too bothered about the photography aspect of it. Julie Sharp says, I don't know, really. I don't know. Julie Evans goes, I can't remember if it was real or not. Fake. It looks superimposed, says Lynn. Okay. Right, interesting. Next. What's your thoughts on this one? Marie Clark says, oh, by the way, hi, Marie. Welcome to the show. Why would a ghost have a shadow? Yeah. Why would a ghost have a shadow? So far, the only person to give me an answer between the difference between ghosts and spirits is our Dawn. So come on, the rest of you. What's your thoughts? Don't forget, there's no such thing as getting it wrong or getting it right. It's a knowledge. The idea of the show is to create knowledge and learn and discover and move forward and giving you the tools so when you do go into your paranormal investigations, you are armed Do ghosts have shadows? Depends on the level of the ghost, I would have thought, Amanda. If you're getting a full apparition. Yeah. Now, I was about to say to you, if you've got a full operation, you could well give off a shadow. But most people don't look at the shadow. They're too busy looking at the ghost going, oh my good God, did you just see that? And they don't go, oh, did that leave a shadow? So, and because I was instantaneously brought back to a group session I was doing in a house one night, and I was standing at the head of this beautiful big room, big living room, and the people were all sort of in a sort of semicircle around in front of me. And next thing, this lady walked right out from the right hand side, right across the back room, and right out through the wall. And I followed her like that, and I went, and the lady whose house it was looked at me and went, "You just seen her, haven't you?" And I went, "Yeah." And I just saw her walk literally right across. Another instance where I had, by the way, what's your thoughts on this picture? I hope you're looking at into the back there. I've seen the full video of this picture, by the way, and I can explain it in a minute. I was doing a show in a theater, and I was getting a little bit of feedback on one of the lavalier mics. He's here, and I looked up to the sign room because if you imagine this, I'm on stage and all the chairs and the people are down there, and in the back of the room there was like steps that went up like a those whirling steps, spiraling steps up into the sign booth, and I could see a guy standing in the sign booth, and I said, "Could you bring the mic back a little bit? It's feeding back here. Thanks very much." And I looked down, and sitting on just left of the stage was the same guy. And he was looking at me like, "Who are you talking to?" And I went, who's that? Who's that in the booth?" And there was the clear torso of somebody in black up in the booth. And so he went down, went up the spiral staircase, and there was nobody there. So I saw a full apparition, clear as clear as day, leaning down over the top of the desk, the slider desk, and looking out like that. And I thought it was the sign guy. It was so real. Amanda goes, Lynn says, I think this is real. I think that's real. Amanda goes, fake off. I said that about the first picture, Paul, says Wacky Jackie. Ah, ah, shadows. Okay. Now, I think they can be shadow, but I don't think the shadow. I'll read that again. I think they can be a shadow, but I don't think they can have a shadow because they aren't solid matter. Well, you see, therein lies a debate. If you're seeing them, then there's solid matter. They're not solid matter as in like that, but they control energy in form. And what is everything but energy in form? So there is a debate there, Don. And you and I love a debate. Real says Wacky Jackie. Real says Julie Evans. A bit is getting lost in typing on which pictures and which comment. But don't worry, I'll be going through them all again. So don't worry. So picture number one. Well, it's not that one. It's this one. Now I see what Jackie means. So she thinks a shadow is behind the apparition, but that's actually just a shadow of the light of the wall, not the apparition. It's per se in itself. If you look through the energy, you can see the outline of the walls. You can see even the outline of the person leaning against the walls. They give off a shadow, and you can see the face or the shape of the face on the apparition. Now you can see a mouth and eyes there, but that could well be matrixing, because if you look at the wall behind, you could easily see, some of the bricks or blocks or whatever they are, and those walls are darker, which could give off an ideal of being an eye. But all in all, that's that. So the second picture was this one, which was apparently this young lady lying on the her grandmother's bed who had passed, and the picture, the apparition behind is actually of the grandmother who passed. And finally, this picture of a full torsoed lady in a house, clearly. Right. So so you've all given your thoughts. Fake, real, fake, real. So on. So let's go back and we'll have a quick peek at this. Okay, because what I'm going to do is right after this, we're going to answer all of those photos. Here we are back again. So Dawn has just put in there, number one is real. Amanda has said fake. I'll tell you what, I'll just wait for the rest of you to answer. So Dawn has gone real. So she's put number one real. Amanda's gone number one fake. One real, two fake, three fake. Okay. So what's the rest of you, Jackie, and everybody else from our, what's your thoughts? Real, fake? What's on this one here? Real or fake? Fake or real? Faked or real? What's your thoughts? Come on. Put some feedback right in the comments below. What do you think? Well, I'm going to answer for you because we're already at 20 to 9. Number one is actually real. This is a real capture. This was a people who had gone on a visit to an old prison jail, and they'd gone through and not really picked up a lot. But weirdly enough, some of the last photographs were actually captured, and that is a real picture. That is a capture of an energy walking down that pathway. Oh my God. Number two. Now, this is where I thought Jackie had spotted it. This is very much a fake. Thumbs down, fake. Reason being is number one, that capture is of a very that's an old fake. But if you follow the edge of the bed, that's the far edge against sort of the window side, you will see that the so-called veil gives off a shadow on the wall. Fake. A apparition that transparent would never give off a shadow of that immense. It could very well give off a gentle, a light shadow, but not as strong as that. And if you watch the shadow matches the veil all the way on the left hand side. It's a fake. Jay and I were in Bodmin last week, and we were both had weird visions and feelings of things, especially a big old tree outside the hospital. All right, interesting. I've actually performed in the hospital. This one is fake, and yeah, it's nothing to do with the centralization of the picture. But if you look just to the left of the so-called apparition, you'll see a shadow on the wall, which matches the veil, and it just they don't give off that kind of a shadow. Okay, and finally, the last picture. So Linda's gone. Picture number 3 is real. Jackie said real. I think Dawn. I can't remember whether Dawn said it was real or fake. I've got to go back and have a peek. I gotta scroll up. There we go. Oh, Dawn reckons this picture here is actually a fake. So Lynn thinks picture number 3 is real. Jackie, what's your thoughts on picture number 3? Is that real or fake? Jay demolished most of the jail. I think the jail got demolished. Didn't know anything about it. I don't think it's a good idea because I mean I thought that was like one of the center pieces of drawing people to Cornwall. Right. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the world, as you're looking at this particular picture, it is real. It is actually real. That is a picture. Now, if you look closely at that picture, there is no feet. Number one. Number two, this is actually a capture taken from a video, and I watched the video, and the energy comes in through a door which is to the just to the right of the capture, and the energy passes through the wall on the left. And I have seen the footage on this particular item. It was caught from a husband and wife who were had a video put in to keep an eye on their children, and it's actually real. This actually is thought to be the mother of the wife who owns the house, because she had passed away only a couple of months ahead of that actual photograph. And you see the door open, you see that person coming in the dressing gown which matched the mother's or the mother-in-law's dressing gown, and she just passed through the wall. Like she just keeps on going through the wall. It's amazing. Anyway, those are tonight's photographs. I am so glad that you enjoyed them. I love stuff like that. The technology is moving on such a dramatic pace that I can take pictures of close up of the moon on my camera on my phone these days. So it's an amazing thing to be able to do. Wacky Jackie, do you know the prospect? Oh, okay. Amanda's asking Jackie about that. So now it's funny that Amanda has said it's a very haunted. It's very haunted. The oldest pub in London. Now, one of the things that I want to teach you guys is when you're watching paranormal investigators, they do what's called the setup. Okay, and the setup is, oh my God, this is the most haunted pub in blah blah blah. So you've already told everybody it's the most haunted pub in blah blah blah. That's called the setup. Alrighty. So what's a haunting? Question number 2. Right. The answer for tonight's quiz question is what's the difference between a ghost and a spirit is quite simply this. Pretty much Dawn had it. A ghost is a capture of energy of time. It's a scenario that's happened and continues to happen like a replay, like a videotape on loop. Okay. So you'll see the ghost come across, it'll die the following day, at the same time, you'll see the ghost come across, and the following day, that'll happen. And that will continue to happen um, for all time or until that energy wears out. It is a caption of energy or a fragment of time. That's the difference. You will react to it as going, but it won't react to you because it's just a replay of time. Spirit energy is 100% different. Spirit energy is an active energy connected to a soul that has crossed to the other side of life, and it will interact with you as you will with it. That's the difference. But how it interacts with you is pretty much down to you. One of the things I've tried to teach people for many, many years is respect. Remember, this person has lived and has crossed and has the ability to connect with you. So they're kind of ahead on the game there, really. But as a lot of these ghost hunters, as I've seen, they're in there with a lot of disrespect. It's something that really gets me. As soon as I'm watching one of these paranormal, I was watching something the other day about, I don't know, it was half a dozen of them, and they were talking about the first thing. The guy went, "Oh my God, you've got poltergeist activity," and I just went switched off, instantaneously switched off. Poltergeist activity. So basically, what you want to do is you want to say something, you want to make yourself look good, and you want to make it scary. You didn't give anything whatsoever about what poltergeist is, how the word poltergeist came about, why it became scary, and what it is, and why it's interacting. That's what I wanted to see. But no, oh my God, you got some serious poltergeist activity going on here. No, you don't. You have somebody who's trying to get your attention. That's the difference. So the spirit energy will interact with you. How it interacts with you is down to you. Think about it in that way. Right, moving on. Let's investigate the George Pilgrim in Glastonbury. Yeah, I'm up for that. I'm for investigating anything, anywhere. Thank you all for a great night. I must go early. Start off to Portugal tomorrow. Have a very, very safe trip, Amanda, and hopefully I'll catch up with you en route, etc., etc. Be safe. And if you get a bit worried on the night in that monastery all by yourself or you and your pals, give me a call. But have a fantastic time. I wish it wasn't so much light pollution here. I'd get my telescope, but yeah, this is what I mean. I look out the window now, twilight's gone, it's pitch black. There we go. So as we move forward, let's have a look at tonight's videos. And I have one already set up and ready to go. Let me just make sure I've got it to presente. Share screen. Okay, here we go. There we go. There we go. You got it all set up and ready to rock. Oh, ready to rock. So let's have a look at what we've got together. Now, don't forget, we are looking at this together, okay? So keep an eye on what's about to happen. Here we go.
A mother is sitting with her two daughters while they eat. Suddenly, the oldest daughter becomes very disturbed and frightened by something she can see in the other room, even though there's nothing visible in the video.
What? Don't scare me.
What?
I'm scared. It's okay.
I just turned off the lights, that's all.
The mother remains calm, questioning her daughter as to why she is scared, but she receives no answer. The younger daughter looks back, doesn't see anything, and then laughs at how her big sister is seemingly scared of nothing.
What was that?
I'm scared.
What are you doing? Oh, what, Nanny? Look at me. What are you scared of? The fish? Oh, the fish died.
What?
Angel's sleeping already. It's raining, girls.
No.
Nanny, are you almost done eating? Look at me. Look at me.
That is, until the younger girl takes a second look, and suddenly she also sees whatever frightened her older sister. Her reaction is pure terror.
Turn around. But you gotta listen to me. Turn around. Look at me. What's the matter?
Do not pay somebody to build you a Shopify store, because I'm going to do it free with 20 handpicked products by.
Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting. What's your thoughts there? I don't know if we've caught the end of it because we got an advert and happening.
By myself and my expert team and professionally written ad copy for all of those products.
that's one of the things of working off of YouTube. Unfortunately, you do get the adverts that go that way. The adverts that go along with it. But did I see somebody? Valerie, hi, hi, good to see you, Valerie. Welcome to the show. You have come and joined us. Wonderful. So let's bring this back on
Says that
again.
both girls claim to have seen a ghost in the other room, even though nothing strange was visible to their mother or captured on video. Loading dock ghost girl.
Okay, but before
Guards
we
at a
go
loading
into
dock in
loading
Mexico
dock,
spot something strange on.
Girl, I want to really address the address this particular photo, this particular footage. Now, is that a picture of children? Children can see things that adults can't see. Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna argue with that. Yes, indeed. I was one. I remember again still seeing my great uncle Hugh sitting in a chair talking to me, and nobody else could see him. So I'm very much on that particular bandwagon. However, that is an absolute capture, in my opinion, of what's referred to as mass hysteria. One person starts off the hysteria, and then the other one eventually, after not seeing anything at all and laughing, it kicks off the third hysteria, and the mom doesn't move forward to prove nothing is there. So in my personal opinion, not only my opinion, you guys, your opinion matters. Your opinion matters. My opinion is I don't think anything is there. I think it was created through hysteria, a group hysteria. And even the mom, what in my opinion, what I would have done was, well, okay, let me just go and look. And I would have walked and walked up in there and went, had a look and went, there's nothing here. And made the children calm down a wee bit. But your opinion is, it matters a lot, and it matters a lot to me. So I'm interested in see what your thoughts are. Julie does say children can't see things that adults can't. Yes, and I totally agree with that. I agree with that 100%. It looked like the sister was unaffected until her upset sister moved, and then the entity moved from her sister, and she saw it. You see, the thing about it is nothing moved because nothing came up on camera, and the mom had the camera, literally in that section. Now, who's to say that? And I'm just spitballing here. Who's to say that the mom hadn't set that up for a YouTube video and had somebody at the back window doing something to scare the girls? Because the mom didn't show any kind of fear, and she didn't go and disperse that fear by saying, "There's nothing here, guys. Don't worry about it." You know, it's disturbing how funny she thought. I was laughing at that, to be honest with you, because my brother and I would do exactly the same to each other. We always did the same to each other. Okay. Children are very susceptible to spirits, says Lynn. So, yes, absolutely. Let's go for number.
On their security camera, what looks like a
Oh,
young girl dressed in all black is standing near one of their trucks. While two guards go outside to investigate, the others watch on the CCTV camera.
Adelante. A ver dónde.
Adelante. Caminan hacia atrás 3 pasos.
Te lo ves.
Exactamente está a su espalda. Ustedes, ahí me ven.
oh.
¿Ya viste?
Exactamente ahí donde está haciendo su movimiento. Ahí está. Fíjense. Adelante, lo escucho.
Ya le abrí aquí la malla al 37, lo dejo que pase hasta del otro lado, lo acompaño al portón y lo dejo que vaya, ¿o qué hago? No hay nada.
Hasta ahí está don Enrique. Dice.
¿Está atrás de ti, Enrique?
Ahí, ya la abrazaste.
Despite the girl being visible on the security camera monitor, the guards on the lot can't see her, even though she is standing right beside them. While the other guards inside try to direct them to her location over the radio, the guard shines his light around, but they both still seem to see nothing. It almost looks as if the guards believe that they are being pranked by the other security guards inside at the CCTV monitor. Creepiest of all, as the guards search, they seem to pass right through the girl, and one guard's flashlight shines right through her body as well. Are you
Right. Wow. Now that was good. That was actually quite good. That was very, very good. What's your thoughts on that? Leave some comments below. The guards were quite clearly there. They were being told over the radio, listen, turn around right behind you. And they were like turning around and swinging their flashlights. And at some point, it was passing right through that shape, which did look like a person, like a female. Interesting. So, what's your thoughts? She could have been, but Julie says she could have been, but not fair to upset the children. That's very, very true. But once again, what would you do? Would you not go over and look and say, "Hey guys, listen, there's nothing there"? I agree about the mom not going to investigate. I'm not sure I'd look, but I would move everyone out of the room, which is sensible precaution, isn't it, Jackie? That reminds me of those solid black soldier statues in the Trescolans. I don't know what those are, my darling. I'll take your word for it. But if you watch the or Tresillian, um, if you watch the footage, you see that they actually pass their torches right through the apparition that's standing there, and at one point he shines his light like that, and it goes right through to the ground. But the weird thing about it is, and I'll play it again, is that when you look, you can see that the apparition is actually giving off a shadow. That's the bit that I think is interesting. Judy thinks it's a silhouette, so I'll bring it right back again. I've got to go past this silly advert. But I will bring it right back again to the start. So, okay.
Do you believe ghost girl?
Well, here we go.
Guards at a loading dock in Mexico spot something strange on their security camera. What looks like a young girl dressed in all black.
So we see the girl there standing, but now look at her feet. She's giving off a shadow.
The others watch on the CCTV camera.
If you look at the feet of the so-called young girl, you can see there's a shadow like you would find of any person normally standing. She looked like Wednesday Addams. But if you see, the lights from the torches are shining right through her. That's right, Jackie. They don't see, because the guys that are standing there, they think they're being pranked by their pals up in the office. And one of them literally walks right through her. See? Right through her. He's swinging his torch around, nothing there. And he shines it on the ground. There you go, look. Nothing there. But it does look like that little apparition is looking around.
Security camera monitor. The guards on the lot can't see her, even though she is standing right beside them. While the other guards inside try to direct them to her location over the radio, the guard shines his light around, but they both still seem to see nothing. It almost looks as if the guards believe that they are being pranked by the other security guards inside at the CCTV monitor. Creepiest of all, as the guards search, they seem to pass right through the girl, and one guard's flashlight shines right through her body as well.
If that was painted on the ground, Dawn, that would come up as a painting, and the light would actually lift it up. So there we go. That's the two for tonight. I'm interested to find out what your thoughts are. That was really interesting. So we've had all the pictures tonight. Really great pictures as well. Even the fake one was kind of cool. I like it. It's kind of old school cool. But the video footage of that very last one, I like the first one because it does show that mass hysteria can take over. I'm not convinced there was something there, and that's me. But remember, that's just me. Your opinions matter, and your opinions are important. So please leave them below. The second video that we showed twice really has hooked me. That is really good, and I love the way Dawn was going. Yeah, but is it just a shape that's painted on the ground? That tells you you're thinking outside the box, which is exactly as a paranormal person should think. Look for reasons why not, and if you eliminate those, you're left with reasons why. Okay, but the good thing about it was that if you follow the shape of that particular person that was standing there, it looked like somebody in a cape or a dress kind of a thing, and then it came into the legs and ankles, but it gave off a little shadow. Yet the gentleman standing there, and even one of them joined him later, and he was looking and he couldn't find her. Yet the cameras could see her. That was really cool. I think it was real as well, Jackie. I do. Thank you so much. I do hope that you are going to go out now and going to go find stuff for me to show on the show. Okay. I want to bring in a segment, which is your segment, and show your pictures, your captures of orbs, shapes, EVPs, whatever you think you capture, be it footage or pictures, I don't mind. If you capture footage, you'll need to contact me to send it to me, because there's only ways and means that you can send. JPEGs are okay. That's just pictures. EVPs and electronic voice phenomena, which is MP3 files, or footage files, which are MP4, they need to be sent to me in a different way, but it's dead easy to do, and I'll show you how to do it. It looked like a Sally Alley uniform. It did, actually. I agree with that. So it looked like the little snood bit, and then a cape kind of a thing, and then coming in the feet at the bottom. Whether that, because it obviously wasn't in the UK, they were, I think that was a Mexican accent. I'm not too sure. Interesting though, nonetheless. The more that we can capture stuff like this, the better. And I really want to feature your captures. As I say, I'm currently talking to a person who has got a lot of experience in paranormal investigations and a lot of stuff that he or she has captured. And I'm hoping that they will come and share that with us on the show in the very near future. Needless to say, we have arrived at the end of tonight's show. Once again, please continue to share the show. Please continue to invite your friends and family, especially all your pals who have an interest in this subject matter. Okay. Now, paranormal, it just means beyond normality. So paranormal isn't just ghosts and spirits. Okay. We can look into folklore. We can look into if you've managed to capture animals that just look weird, UFOs, anything of that nature. I'm very interested in showing it here on Ghost 22. Wouldn't they be wearing sombrero? Not during the night, my darling. The sombreros are designed to keep the sun out. Nonetheless, it's a great evening to be spending it with you. Thank you so much. Please continue to share the show, and please make sure that you've liked the show and come and join me again on Thursday night. I'm planning on being here, all being well, on Thursday night. If there's going to be any differences due to house moves, etc., we will let you know in advance. Okay. Thank you so much. It's been an absolutely enjoyable show. Thank you, Jackie, for saying that too. I look forward to see you all Thursday night for Reach Across Live, where I'll be doing live reads. Once again, thank you so much for joining me last Thursday night, and your feedback on the reads has just been magnificent. I really appreciate it. And as long as you guys continue to support me, I will continue to work. So until then, look out for each other. Remember, everything's out there to be captured, but it's time for you to capture it. Show respect for yourself, show respect to the spirits, and they'll show respect back to you. Look after yourself. Take time out each day just for you. And remember, communicate, appreciate, and then validate everyone in your life so a medium like myself never has to do it for you. I'll see you all Thursday night, 8 p.m. Come and join me.